Hey guys, CobDaddy here, and I'm coming at you with a quick guide on how to start as a new player in Escape from Tarkov. Now, I know a lot of people have said that Escape from Tarkov is possibly the worst new player experience game that there is. I'm just trying to make something that will, I don't know, help the community, even if it helps one person, just to get into Tarkov a bit better. Now, I'm going to break it down into pre-game and then like your first actual game. So we'll go ahead and jump right in. I want to do this as a bit of a one take, just so I can hit all of the things that I wanted to hit, and that way I don't need to do any video editing either, which it'll be fun to learn down the track. So to start off, you've bought Escape from Tarkov through Battlestate Games, and you've downloaded it, you've installed it. What do? Do you launch it, or do you do a bit of research? Now, in my case, like most other fairly new players, I've watched streamers for quite a while. Um, Main streamers, I hadn't even watched Pestilli. I'd watched OperatorDrewski and one of my mates, who is Vox underscore E, play a bit of Tarkov, and KarmaKut as well. Anyway, they're great content creators. Nothing against Pestilli. I just somehow did not see any of his videos when I was searching, which is weird, being that he's way up there. Definitely one of the best, if not the best Tarkov player there is. Definitely recommend the Raid series, by the way. But yeah, that's not what this guy is about. Just shout outs to those guys for definitely helping me on my way. Now, first thing you need to know about Tarkov is it's not Call of Duty. You can't just hit respawn, be back into it. You need to resupply, rearm, and go back in. Now, this isn't usually a problem unless you start hitting those that sort of bad slide where you die a lot of times and you're losing a lot of gear. So we'll go ahead and jump in and go over what you start with and how to make a bit of money, how these first few raids are going to have to go. Now, I say gonna have to go. They don't need to go like this. Every raid is different. That's part of the beauty of it. But yeah, we'll go through some of the tools that I used before jumping in. Now, first one here, Escape from Tarkov Wiki. So definitely one of the best resources there is. Um, Not laid out in the best way for knowing your ammo types, but for all of your quests, this is the place to go. So basically, when you load up the game, if you go into dealers and then tasks, you can select some quests to do, and then you hit accept, and then it comes up. So I'm pretty sure off the bat you get debut, and from there you get checking, but you get debut, and I believe you get shortage as well. So you get a prapor and a therapist quest. Now, find 5 Saliwa kits. Now, you can craft them in the hideout, but that's probably a bit down the line for you because you need some stuff for the hideout. Um, and, kill 5 scavs and hand over these MP133 shotguns. Now, bearing in mind the 5 scavs are at customs. So this is why people say customs is the first map you learn on. A lot of the early quests are there, and that's, it's great, but I definitely recommend learning other maps as soon as you're comfortable to take on that extra information. Um, Before we get into what the actual map is, we'll go ahead and have a look at this little spreadsheet. You can see the created by here. So Dyger, I believe it's Dyger, but DYGR, and his special thanks. I'm just making sure that we get all those in there. Basically, this is what's needed for your hideout. So for all of the levels of your hideout, this is what you need. So if you find this stuff in your raids, it's probably not worth keeping it all right off the bat, but it is worth scrolling across, looking at least level 1 levels in your hideout, and just going off that. So, level 1 security is just cash. So, you can do that off the bat, essentially. Like, level 1 vents, same thing. Level 1 water collector. Like, these are the things that you need to start farming up, and having a total and like a remaining column is pretty cool because you can download a copy and go from there. Moving on, we have quite possibly the most important resource in Escape from Tarkov, and I say that in no small effect. Like, I want it to really be something that new players open and go, all right, I'll have a look. I'll have at least a quick look. Now, this is the ammo chart. No Food After Midnight. He's a Escape from Tarkov streamer and content creator. Great person. But he has gathered all of the damage and penetration values, which, these two first columns are definitely your best two to look at. But, you know, as you get more advanced, by all means, look at everything else. But at least for now, coming in, halfway through at wipe, I'm assuming, because we're about 2 months in, yeah, it's definitely something that you'll want to look at. Now, off the bat, you're going to spawn, like, not spawn, you're going to have in your inventory 9x19 millimeter pistols. So that's these suckers. And you're going to have two AK-74s with some pretty bad ammo, which are 5x39 millimeter. Now, looking into these, you can sort of pick what guns you sort of want to run to a degree. My thoughts on it is if you're trying for the advanced sort of player, going for the quick kills and all that sort of stuff, definitely stick to the higher caliber rounds. So any of these 7.62s, they put people down or at least injure the shit out of them. If you're a COD player that can actually get your shots on target, definitely 5x45x39 or a 5.56 gun, such as, M4, ADAR, whatever. But basically, for your first few raids, you don't want to go in using all of your gear, even though you're not going to have much gear to start with. You want to go in with a pistol, and the only ammo you're really going to have available is PST GZH, which you can see here it's got 20 penetration. What that means is anything above level 2 armor, it's going to have a bit of trouble getting through. And at this stage of the wipe, that's everything. Now, if people are running helmets with great armor and the helmet doesn't have a face shield, by all means, that 54 damage will kill someone. They have 35 health to the head, so you will dome someone and they will go down. If they have a face shield, most are going to be level 3, possibly higher, and you will struggle. So that's just something to bear in mind. Ammo is huge in this game. Spawning in on a scav, it doesn't overly matter because you can scav your way, which is a good thing. If your scav spawns in with a FAL with M80 rounds, you can easily get through class 4, class 5 armor even, and even just going for the cheeky headshots. Even class 6, like, it's not too bad. You've got a chance. But, headshots, class 4 armor, you'll shred them all day. Whereas if you spawn in with, an AK with T rounds, like these tracer rounds, you're going to really struggle as soon as you hit tier 3 armor, which any player is going to be running right now. There's a couple of quests that make you wear tier 2 and tier 3 armor, but yeah, like, most players are beyond those quests right now, and you'll be facing tier 4 on a budget, tier 5 on less of a budget, and fairly the norm, and tier 6 if someone wants to guarantee they're getting out of a quest, or like not so much a quest, guarantee they're gonna hit some PvP and win. It's not a guarantee by any way, shape, or form, but if you load up sweaty, you're there for a reason. You're there to take out players, and they've got a good chance to do it. So this is a good guide into your capabilities and what you need to be looking for. So if you find AP 6.3 in a cache, maybe keep it. Like, obviously, because better penetration, almost the same flesh. Keep it. You've got a decent chance of one tapping in the face. Most people are going to be running a tier 3 face shield, unless they're running a Alton or something bigger. And I think there's only tier 4 face shields. Anyway, but this will give you a really good chance at a one tap in the face. If you really wanted to scare people when you hit level 10 on the flea market, you can try to buy this, but it's rare as hen's teeth. So good luck to you. Anyway, getting off topic. This is the ammo chart you should be looking for. I'll have the link anyway. Just the quick reference guide, just the damage and penetration for a new player. That's all you need to care about. Again, Tarkov hideout requirements, and we'll jump on over to this. Now, this is mapgenie.io, and all credit to them. They are excellent. All the maps are here except for Reserve, which is only to pro users, which I'm actually tempted to get because I'm sick of going to the Reserve maps on the wiki and getting those up because I don't really know it perfectly or anything like that just yet, being a fairly newer player myself. But this is your customs map. There is quite a bit stacked on top of each other, so we'll go ahead and remove pretty much all the loot. But this is your basic map. Now, things that you want to be looking for here are player spawns and knowing your exfils. So we'll go ahead and get rid of enemies. We'll get rid of everything apart from spawn points, and the extractions are these named areas anyway. So as you can see, you've got your PMC spawns on each side of this, like, well, not so much the river, but each side of the map. Now, you can also see that there's a couple of choke points on this map. Not so well, just because you can't really tell this is a fence until you're in game. But basically, there's fences here, fence here, and the only real way to get into this new area, so this from here down is the new area. So the only real way you can get into this area is like via the old gas station, which is this way, or via the elbow sort of thing, which is this way. I believe you can get in and out this way as well. However, like speaking from choke points, this will be a choke, and this will be a choke as well. So you've spawned in, and it doesn't matter what spawn you get, there will be PMCs near you. Customs has now been updated. I believe it's 8 to 13 players. So as a solo player, you are probably going to have 3 to 5 players right next to you, or like near enough. So if you spawn at the crossroads and you look down to Trailer Park, there's a chance someone's there. There's a bigger chance someone spawned here or here and here and here. That the spawns don't seem to stuff me up too much. I do often spawn here, and someone has spawned here and runs down this way, like to try to go over this land bridge for some reason. But that's getting a bit too technical for this sort of introductory video. Anyway, so what I did for my first run, I didn't really care about the boss. If you run into him as a new player, you're probably stuffed anyway. He does also spawn here, which is his, like, everyone calls it Rashala's sex dungeon, or whatever you want to call it. Rashala's the boss on customs. So, yeah, it's definitely worth noting the location. So this is the dormitories. This is the new gas station, and this is the new area. I'm not too sure if it actually has a name yet. Nope. New area. Big multi-level building with tons of loot and the new extract in the basement. So this is the ZB 1013. Anywho, so because customs is bigger and it's got the one extra PMC, or player, I should say, for a new player, it's the easiest way to relate to it. Because it's got that slight increase in player count, there is that extra chance that you'll run into a PMC. However, there's also the extra chance, because of this new area, that you can avoid PvP if that's what you're desiring. So basically, if you leave your scav snipers, which, are deadly, and you leave your bosses on, that way you know basically where some scavs spawn, because that first quest is kill 5 scavs. Now, you'll leave your locations on, and what I did for my first run, and by all means, this is not what you should do, like, I'm just telling you what I did. I'd leave caches turned on. So this is how I made the majority of my money as a newer player. I had no clue about PvP. I struggled a lot at the start, and this end of the map especially is great for a cache run. So what I mean by that is down here you've got the two. Up here there's nothing. So there's plenty of loot, but there's no caches. But what I would do is if I got one of these spawns, like here, or even any of the ones here, not so much this one, most players will rush this area for the loot, or they'll rush new gas looking for the boss, or now they'll probably rush old gas into the new area, um, or alternatively they'll rush dorms. Just because there's great loot, there's the chance for the scav boss spawn, and there's a marked room in the top of this 3-story dorms area here. So, yeah, here you go, floor 3. So 316 is the marked room. No? Yes? Yes. I believe so. Anyhow, so we're just zooming out again. Now, what I did is I'd either hit these caches and work around like this, and I'd basically come up to this one, drop to here, and then go down here and along here. Now, you can hide in the trees and bushes. There's plenty of cover along this route. It really makes PMCs have to chase you to engage, and that's where wearing a headset comes into play because you can hear them coming up on you. It doesn't leave them a lot of like easy shots. So basically, come down here, and then you've got a couple of options. You can either try to cross at the sniper roadblock and see if smuggler's boat's there, which will be an extract. So if you spawn on this side of the map, your extracts are always going to be on this side. If you spawn on this side, they'll always be on this side. Plus your one in the middle now. Most of the ones in the middle, so Factory Shacks, Warehouse 17, Warehouse 4, those are for scavs to extract. I'm pretty sure all the yellow ones, yes, all the yellow ones are scav extracts. And the blue and green ones are player extracts, which is great. So, if you want loot down the far end, you can leave the whole loot pool on, which is fine. Like you can see, there's absolutely crap tons of loot. It just depends how you want to play it. Now, to do a customs map breakdown would probably take too long. But basically, if you spawn in here, you used to essentially be trapped, and you'd have to get to here, to this break in the wall to go through. You'd have to jump a car in front of Warehouse 4, which, definitely leaves you open as well. Or, yeah, you'd have to come down the end and go out this way past the scav checkpoint. Now you can go through this new area, but for a new player, unless PvP is preventing you from going this way, I'd go this way. I'd avoid the new area because people are rushing there. Intel spawns a lot there, folder with intelligence, and people seem to be farming it. Less people are farming dorms, seemingly. It's just from what I've noticed. And you've got a good chance that people will hit this area, they'll hit dorms and get out, or they'll hit the new area and get out. So you've got a chance to get in and out and do your bit of a run. Sort of conversely, if you spawn on this side as a new player, you're not going to have any of the keys. One of the best things to do is to loot Big Red because, if you've got a key, you can get pretty decent loot from there. But what I did for my first, I don't know, I still do it now, is I hit these little blue demountable buildings there and here. So this is the customs office. It's called Big Red. It's a huge red warehouse. And basically, these two little blue demountable buildings, one's got a med case and a filing cabinet, one's got a couple of jackets, a weapons box, a filing cabinet, and a duffel. Yeah. And it's just good loot and decent key spawns. I'm not going to go through like the key spawn chances and stuff like that. Like this east wing key and all that sort of stuff. I'm not going to go through all the little stuff, nickel and diming, because that's something you'll need to find out for yourself. What run works for you? So these are the 4 resources I used before I ever got into the game, and that's just taken away 20 minutes of this video. So yeah, we'll go ahead now and pop up Escape from Tarkov, and we'll go ahead and we'll have a look at the character screen actually first. So you're not going to spawn in with containers or anything like that. I would go down and show you my crappy inventory, but it's pretty crap. So basically, you're going to spawn in with a rig, so not even an armored rig like I have on here. It'll be a standard rig with no armor and nothing else. Your first sort of foray into this will include one of these. I think you get 2 of these MBSS backpacks. You'll probably have an alpha container, which is a 2x2. This is your secure container. Everything that you put into this will come out of raid with you, even if you die. So anything else will stay in raid, and people can loot it. If you've insured it with the dealers, which is another concept of insurance, you can get it back. Now, we'll go ahead and throw a pistol on, just any sort of pistol. This is similar to the pistol that you'll have. I think I've got the same sort of ammo. No, I've got AP ammo in it, but it doesn't matter just for this run, just to show you. Now, you've got earpieces, headwear, face covers, tactical rigs, armbands, body armor, eyewear, pockets, backpacks, and you got your weapons and your pouch. Now, pouch, secure container, whatever you want to call it. Your rig, we'll go ahead and have a look at our dealers. Your rig will be whatever a cheap, nasty rig. I'm not actually too sure what you get as a rig. It might even be a bank robber. So we'll go ahead and chuck one of these on. Now, you will want armor, so you'll also need to go to Ragman for that. Now at his tier 1, you can get Packer armor, which isn't too bad. It is tier 2 armor. It's not going to stop a lot. So it might stop a bit of the buckshot from a scav that's there to kill you. But, I mean, it is what it is. And you've also got the chance to purchase these GSSH-01 headsets. So grab one of those. People say grab a helmet, the SSH-68, and they swear it's the best helmet in the game. It is called the penis helmet or similar, but we'll equip this stuff. Now, I'm pretty sure I got a penis helmet here too. Sweet. So we'll chuck that on. Now, the other thing is, sorry, I should have done this, is face mask. Buy a balaclava, no matter what. So your character, his face is like ghostly white. And there you go. So that stands out a lot more than this green. Whereas if you just go into character and you chuck something on your face, then all of a sudden your character's fairly well covered, might blend in a smidge more. If it saves your life once, it's done its job. And it's cheap as anything anyway. So this is essentially how you're going into your first raid. You probably won't even have any meds, you won't have any keys, you won't have any extra stuff. So you're going in pretty much blank. So we'll go ahead and load up a customs run. Now, in this case, I'll just mention the time phases. You've got 2 different phases for most maps, apart from factories and labs. Day and night. You can wear night vision. As a new player, you won't be wearing night vision. Just get that out of your head. You'll want to save some money first. So we'll go ahead and jump in at 6:40. It should just be coming into, daytime. We'll enable PvE, and we'll just make sure the bots are as online. And we'll hit next, and we'll ready up. So while this is loading, I've got my customs map on my next screen, and I'm essentially preparing for my cats to jump onto a screen door behind me. You're essentially preparing yourself. Now, for my first raid, it was scary. PvP is brutal in this if you're a new player. I'm not going to lie about that. You will struggle. So it's just something to keep in mind, that you're not going to be the best. And coming from Call of Duty, coming from Battlefield, where you can be a sniper and just tap those headshots every time. If you're good at hitting people in the head, you'll be good at this game eventually. But if this is your first FPS shooter on a PC, like maybe buy CS:GO or something just to do a bit of training. Get it up to snuff. Get some sort of skill in aiming at that head hitbox. I don't know. There's not a lot that guarantees a kill better. So while this is loading, we'll quickly go through the parts of loading here. So it loads the map first, connects for players, I believe, loads loot and loads the loot pools, blah, blah, blah. Loading takes a little bit of time. It does for everyone. It does for the tip-top streamers, whatever. That's why they chat so much during the loading screens. But don't worry about loading time. It's a bloody 12 gigabyte game. Like, you know, I'd rather, I don't know. It's horses for courses. Like, yeah. Anywho, yeah. Would you rather have a huge game taking up 300 gig of hard drive space or SSD space and, you know, be able to load quicker, or would you rather it take a little bit longer to load and have like no bearing on your SSD or anything like that? I don't know. It's an interesting thing to see. I also turned the sound down, so I'm gonna have to put the sound back up. Anywho, as soon as we pop in, I'm just going to turn the sound up so you can hear what I hear. Hopefully I put all my equipment on. All right, sound. We'll chuck it back up. Done. All right, we're in. Okay, so we've spawned. We're in a corner. Now, to me, because I played this, I know on the map, this is Crossroads. This is the exfil at Crossroads, but as a new player, you'll shit yourself, you'll see the fence, and you'll want to follow the fence. Doesn't matter. Look, container. Simple. Scope. Easy. Great loot. Now, I'm not going to go through it, but as a newer player, yeah, there's usually a key here, which is pretty great. Anyway, let's get underway. So, following on the customs map from the Crossroads, we know that if I head this way, I'm heading towards that river. Now, this headset is sort of loved and hated by people because, yeah, like literally your footsteps are quite loud. It actually doesn't sound as bad as it used to. I don't know if it's been updated, but it's not too bad anymore. Big Red. You want to know how I got the name? It's quite big, and it's red. Now, bear in mind, you can run into a PMC this early, so this is why we have this headset on, so listen out. Blue demountable building, as I mentioned. This sucker might give you a Salewa. Who knows? It's not going to. Filing cabinet, always great to loot, because you can get stuff for your hideout. Now, going through, I suppose, the controls, because we should definitely be doing that. You can hold control and click, and it'll transfer it to your backpack or to your tactical rig if there's no space. Sprint is shift. Like most of the controls are FPS shooter compatible, I'll say. Now, you need to do Shift T to check your mag. Boom. Tells you got ammo in it and it's full. You can do, sorry, Shift T checks the chamber actually, so you can tell there's a bullet in there, plus your mag. Anywho, let's progress. Now, with customs, you can either, as a newer player, work your way down the sides, is what I do. Or what I did. I suppose it's not what I do now. But you can work your ways down the sides. But bear in mind, this junk bridge down here, which is on that map, this makes a shit ton of noise. So, just bear that in mind. Safest way to cross is on this bridge. It's also a safe way to get headshotted if you try to cross too quickly. Most players will cross it fairly quick. People don't tend to stick in spawns. They tend to get to the center area for the PvP, for all the fun stuff. Now, boom, we have a scav. We can try to kill it. We can watch it. Oh, see? He's seen us. So, boom, scav over there. And we got another one over there. So this is sort of the new scavs. They are stronger now. They're better. No, I won't say stronger. They're definitely scarier. They're a bit more player oriented. So your best bet is to either take them on one at a time or avoid them. Now they're pretty much all to the right there. So we're going to run down this left side. What are you doing? Why aren't you confronting them and shooting them? Because you're wearing tier 2 armor. Now this is the thing you need to remember. They will fucking munt you up. There's literally one in these bushes. Holy crap. He took a lot of hits. But boom. We now have his shit. We could get tier 3 armor. But, you know, that's not really worth it. But we can search his duffel bag. We can search his pockets. And we can search his vest. Boom. We got a mag. And we got a gun. We've got about half ammo with our decent ammo, but we can now pull out this gun. About half. So we'll go ahead and reload that. He had a magazine. He should be good. So we got full 9x19 PST GZH ammo. Cool. So now we are in the middle of the map. New area is off to the right through this construction site. Everything's hunky-dory. Now, the key is sprint in the open and walk in semi-covered areas. So slow it down, listen in. Now these are the dorms. 3-story here, 2-story over there. As a new player, you will have quests there, but definitely learn the map in offline mode first. Now, as a new player, I would not... Oh, we got another scabby boy over there, so we can slow it down. We can sort of crouch walk, see if he hears us or not. And then you can choose whether to engage or not. He's moving on. And we'll let him do just that. Let's cross the road. Now on that map, you'll see a cache just across this road. Leads into here, and boom, cache. Now that we're getting full, loot prioritization. Scopes are worth money. Keys, usually worth money. This sucker is a barter trade that will get you a grenade pretty early on. This sucker gets you an 8R rifle, a 5.56 rifle early on. So again, good stuff. 5 T-plugs gets you a PP19. Meds are always welcome. So bandages are great, they'll stop bleeds, but, you know, not overly that useful. 2 matches gets you painkillers. These are all barter trades that you can see on the wiki that you need to learn. Anywho, other things you can do. You can unload guns, and you can unload ammo from other clips, and then put them in. So this way, we've got 10 rounds in this Sega, and we've got an almost full M9A3, and we can just throw that magazine, frees up space. Let's get out of here. Hopefully that scav hasn't come back. Cool. We're running. Now, things to watch out for. Sniper scavs. One up on there. Oh, frick. Sorry. Hit the wrong button. Don't want to get wrecked by a scav. Anywho, sniper scavs. One up on this building. You can see him through the trees there, holding his little rifle. Pew pew. He will munt you up. One on top of that building. And now let's avoid these scavs, because they are starting to pack in there. There's another stash right there. But this is sort of the loot run that I did. This avoids a lot of the PvE and PvP. So if you get to here and then you come up this hill, you do need to be wary. So you can have players exiting the dorms on this side, and you can have people up at this little substation on the hill over there. But if you get up through here and no one starts shooting at you, you get a chance. So that's where they'll be, up on there. So, boom, stash. What can we get? Nails. Relay. And some crappy ammo. I say crappy ammo because I've checked that no food after midnight guide. But, good little stash to hit anyway. Nails and the relay are used for hideout. There is a toolbox just in there. You have to walk on a lot of metal, and it's not worth it. I don't think I've ever pulled anything good out of that toolbox. Anywho, so my sort of run comes up here. This way you've got the side of your map as your back. So all you need to be focusing on is this area in front. Boom. Stash again. So that rogue is a smoke grenade. And boom, we're full again. Easy. So what you're running along here, I have died twice, I believe, to players who sort of sit here as they hear me running up this hill. So just be aware and listen in. That is that substation. Avoid it like the plague. Players go there to make their kills, to aim for their 100-meter headshots. Usually not worth it. One thing that I like to do, now people will call me a loot goblin, I don't care, is come into this stash. Don't sprint to it. I usually crouch walk and I'm sort of sitting there listening in for players, but look at the amount of good stuff in here. Boom, 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 boom. So, heaps of good stuff. PSU's good too. We're just not going to take it, just because I don't want to. Now, keep heading down, keeping your fence and the rocks to your side. That way, anyone who's going to fight you has to come from this angle where you've got some sort of chance. Boom, another stash. Alrighty, so what players do tell new players all the time is between you pressing F, you can press another key, so you can go like F and C, so that way you're crouched, and that way no one here is going to headshot you while you're looting. You can press F and X as well, and you know, that way you're laying down, but laying down makes quite a bit of noise. Anywho, work our way along the side. Now, there is a sniper scav that can spawn on the rocks up here. However, in all my times doing this, which is probably 100 at the moment, so not the biggest sample size, but pretty okay, I've never died to him running the outside wall. And that way, anyone coming from this the substation down this way, you can get eyes on. If there's scavs here, you can get a cheeky kill on them. There will be scavs at that military checkpoint. So yeah, you can get your cheeky kills. Boom. You know, generic, crappy items. Duffel bag. things to note. Herring, USB adapter, all this, suck it up. I don't care what anyone says. If you've got space for it, loot it. Check our mag. Remember, you can always do that. Boom. Let's throw this smoke grenade. Free up some room for this, Vita Juice. Now, you can do your speed with a mouse scroller. In here, it doesn't overly matter. There's usually 2 items on here, which, you know, will be weapon attachments or whatever. But there's a toolbox here too. Toolboxes are great for the hideout quests. Always good to spin around. That way your gun's pointing towards the door. So there is a trade for like screwdriver, pliers, 3 other things for a toolbox. So not bad to take those if you can fit them. I'm just taking all this random crap because I want to. However, you can see our hydration and our energy is going down. How do we remedy this? Boom, food. Now, I'm pretty sure we picked up some herring, so inspect that. 47 energy, -3 to our hydration. Let's eat it. Now, there is a second time use on these, so, you know, you are vulnerable, so it's good to like be in a nook like this. If you're not moving, no one knows you're here, so they'll either come in, you can go pap, 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 try to pepper them down, or if you move, they'll know you're there, and you'll probably find a grenade coming in to munch you up. Anywho, energy's looking good again, so let's inspect this. Boom, hydration and energy. Best of both worlds. Smack that stuff down. Typically, your player will last a full raid without needing anything, but it will start to affect how far you can run. If you get shot in the stomach, you can start losing, you know, well, if your stomach gets blacked out, which, you know, definitely should go through the health system anyway. Quick version is if the notification that you'll get here is a bleed, use a bandage. If it's health, you can use like car first aid kits, IFAKs, Saliwas to heal. If it's black though, only a surgery kit, which is pretty rare for a new player, will fix it. So take painkillers so you can still run, like if your leg's blacked out, and get to the extract. Anywho, these are things you'll pick up real quick anyway, but it's just this first raid. Like, what do? Boom, smoke grenades dissipating. They actually last in this game. So, this run misses a lot of scavs, but scavs do spawn around here, so just be on your toes again. So the whole idea of this sort of run, this loot run, I'll call it, is to avoid scavs and players, because players are often going for scavs. And like, boom, look at this, streamer gear. These are like 2 big ticket items. And boom, got a gun. We got some more herring, we got a Zippo lighter. Like, definitely, if you know what you're trying to get, you know, boom, there's a scav. So we heard him because we've got our sexy little earphones on. But I can't see him. And that makes me nervous. Now, scavs will hang around this area. So there is a little cache literally just in there, like on the other side of those pipes where that sort of foundation is. But it's usually not worth it. And by now, I'm usually full of fucking loot. Scavs can be around this side of the building, so just check that. There is another cache here. Bit of a hard one to spot, but definitely one to check out. This is like streamer loot that's required for quests. Anyway, oh geez, more stuff. Alright, cool. So this is where prioritization comes into it. Crap ammo, crap ammo. Excellent because it gives you an ADAR. Bolts are worth good cash. Always need them. It's hit the end of the raid and I haven't used the bandage. Definitely worth keeping the army bandage, but if you need space, get rid of it. Cricket lighters, I think you need them for a quest early on. PS ammo's trash, but two matches gets you a set of painkillers. Anyway, So boom, we can pull out that new gun, see if there's any ammo in it. Look, there's a scav up there. Cranky boy. Reckon we can pop him? Let's give it a go. Excellent gun. Oh, terrible shooting. Cool. Can't believe I whiffed all those shots. Alright. So scavs are a bit scarier these days anyway. So whether you want to engage with tier 2 armor, that's up to you. But he could munt you up and then you lose all of this shit. So, boom, head into extract. Easy, get out. Now, there are other extracts. You can go to any of them. You don't need to feel pressured to go to a certain extract. Just want to see if I can kill this fucking scav. Sorry. Oh. He threw a bloody grenade at me. Cheeky bugger. Let's see if we can get him. Cool. They're not that quick on the draw. Okay. Now it's just probably my internet. Oh no, she's coming back. So always check a scav's pockets, because boom, like cash, boom, easy. Geez, prioritization wise, yeah, definitely that. So boom, get your cash and your gamma or whatever you've got, get it safe. Now, if I was trying to get rid of a gun, I'd get rid of that Saiga and keep the shotgun one. If I had room, I'd take the what do you call it, the ammo as well. This helmet is a bit of a joke. It's, you know, a tier 1 armor. It's crap, but you can mount night vision on it, so it's not the worst for, like, a new player. Full of buckshot. This buckshot would have eaten through whatever I had on. This packer, so, you know, more of this, more looting. Screw nuts are always great. Don't prioritize food. So it's good to have some food for after raids, like a little stockpile of it. But I'd definitely take screw nuts over green tea when you can just use it in the raid. So I was on 84 and then boom, back to 100. Now this is a key spawn, but we're not going to go through that in this video. Boom, another one of these toolboxes. We're getting far too greedy now anyway. Boom, any of this stuff, usually good. Bolts, always worth money. So, whatever. We haven't got killed by another scav. Haven't heard another one. Here's that cache that I was telling you about before. Again, plenty of good stuff. And these are usually full. Like, fuel conditioner is worth a heap and you need it for early on quests. So, go for it. It'll always get you 36k from Therapist. This is one of the new buildings, so this has been added. There is loot in here. I'm pretty sure there's boxes and stuff. So if you're near extract, you can jump in here anyway. But that's sort of my safe run on customs. And I do it this way and I do it back the other way too. And then boom, you're out, you're safe. Next video, I'll probably look into PvP, or I'll look into initial sort of questing. But that's it. That's what you want out of your first raid. You want a backpack full of shit. You don't want to die. Maybe get a kill or two on scavs, because you likely won't get them on players this stage in the wipe until you get a bit of experience under your belt. I know it's not, you know, living isn't the be-all and end-all of Tarkov, but it just sucks as a new player when you can't get those little wins. And I know there's definitely level 1 players that have come in, gotten killed within 30 seconds of spawning, and then they just don't want to play again. So that is my quick introduction to Escape from Tarkov for a new player. I'll put all the links in the description. This was a one and done, so it's a pretty awful take. I do apologize for that. If you can sit through this full 50 minutes, shit, you're a better person than me, because I probably won't. But anyway, I'll probably try to put some production value into future videos. I just want to get this one done, and I'm in my garage at the moment, so and I'm just getting over being sick too. All right, well, that's me signing off for the night, and I hope that everyone has, learnt something and enjoyed this in some way, shape, or form. So if there's any questions or comments, just chuck them in the comments section. Like and subscribe, I guess. I don't know. Whatever the YouTube people say these days. But yeah, I hope this helps even one person get into Tarkov. Um, you do have to act like a bit of a rat to start with. And then when you hit level 10, you hit flea market, you might have a bit of cash. You can start trying to really get into that PvP and starting to clap the geared guys, take all this shit, and get out of that raid. So remember, it is called Escape from Tarkov. People always say, oh, it's not that important, but you do need to get out with the gear. So anyway, I'll leave it at that, and I hope you all have a lovely Thursday evening. All right,